My name is Dr. Kevin Harrington. I'm a chiropractor in West Concord, Massachusetts, with a question: is this the worst thing that's ever been invented for our spines? I think it might be. I've been practicing a long time, and as patients are waiting for me in my office, I always take a look at how they're sitting, usually on their phones, and I'm horrified. The way I see people sit in my office, head down, slouched, it would be like going to the cardiologist, eating a bucket of fried chicken in his office or her office, and then wondering why your cholesterol came back at 23 billion. We are killing ourselves slowly. And I want to make this video today, and I'm going to continue making these videos to harp on how important it is that we start to change our habits. When we're born, we have a beautiful curve in our spine. Right? Nice, beautiful curve. And as we start to grow, it allows our head to be over our shoulders and our shoulders to be over our hips. But as we get older, what do? We start to use these, right? We see like fourth graders with these things now. Now that's not the real issue, although we could argue mental health. That's a topic for a different day. But from a chiropractic standpoint, as I watch people sit on their phones and they start to slouch, and they start to take this beautiful curve out of their neck, a bunch of different things happen in the body, and none of them are good. Now let's back up for a second. I think we can all agree, brain sits up here and it runs the body via the spinal cord and out the nerves. I've covered that in some other videos. Now, the spinal cord, it sits in this beautiful canal, designed just perfectly, until we decide that we want to start looking down a ton. We want to start slouching. We want to change the configuration of this canal. Whereas it was nice and easy and everything was relaxed and the information could flow from the brain through the spinal cord out the nerves, what do? We introduce a bunch of interference in this. This would be like trying to get through the Panama Canal and the locks are up and you want to go because you're in a hurry and you can't. See, as we start to bend forward and take this curve out of our neck, not only are we interfering with how our brains run the body, we're also taking these vertebrae out in the front here and putting them under tremendous pressure. Let's take a look at my 3D model here so you can see it a little bit better. Now, let's bring this into focus. I'm going to turn this, we're going to turn this right here. And let's just rotate. And now, take a look here at what I have highlighted in green. This is our anterior longitudinal ligament. Now, as a chiropractor, I would tell you I think this is the most important ligament in the body. Now, a pitcher, well, they might say their elbow ligament, or a runner would say their knee anterior cruciate ligament. But I'm going to make the case that I think this is far and away the most important one. See, this is the ligament that holds our spine in place. Now, the thing about ligaments, they don't do a lot of thinking. They do a lot of reacting. So when we take this ligament right here, when we take our spine and we look down, this ligament right here gets shortened. Now, the reason that's important is when that ligament shortens, it holds your spine in place because it thinks that's what you want to do. So now when you try to have good posture, you try to stand up straight, this ligament's working against you. It's telling you, no. You just spent the last 5 years staring down at this thing. Now you want to stand up straight? That's not how this works. Now, the second thing that happens on the front of these vertebral bodies, right in here, well, we have something called Wolff's Law in our body. And Wolff's Law says wherever there's stress, the body will lay down bone. And if we're taking stress off of a bone, it'll start to resorb it a little bit. The bones will get weaker. This is why we want people to lift weights, especially as you get older. And by the way, females, it's even more important for you with osteoporosis. Now, as we start to lean forward and we put a lot of pressure on these vertebrae, we start to see that degeneration. And as it degenerates, this top one degenerates, the bottom one degenerates, bone starts to grow. And that's our sign that we've been doing stuff like looking down for a long time. Now here's the real problem. If the spine degenerates enough and the bones are just forming out from the front of the spine because the body thinks we need more support, those bones will join. And when those bones join, instead of having 7 cervical, 7 neck vertebrae that move independently of each other, when 2 of them join together, well, you just lost one. It's about 14-ish% of your range of motion that's gone. Now, we know the brain's sitting up top. We know it wants to run the body through the spinal cord, out the nerves. We know by slouching forward like that, putting the brainstem under tension, putting the spinal cord under tension, we know the body can't run as efficiently as we need it to. In other videos, I've covered what that means. All of a sudden, maybe the heart's not beating the way that it should. Maybe secretions aren't secreting. Maybe we can't digest food. And you think, well, Kevin, what does that have to do with me looking forward? It's because of the pressure we put on the spine, on the spinal cord, on the spinal nerves. It has a systemic effect. Now, I got to tell you, for some of us adults, I think we're already in this bad habit. And it's going to be really hard to fix it. We can do it, but watch your children. Watch how they are on their phones, on their tablets, on their laptops. Watch their posture. Look at them from the side. Now, the easiest fix, the simplest thing we can do, instead of doing this, where the weight of my head is putting all the pressure on the front of my neck, just tuck our elbow in. Tuck our elbow in and hold our phone right here. Look at the difference between this and that. It is enormous. And if you think I'm exaggerating, come sit in my office for 5 minutes. You'll be horrified. I am daily. I'm super passionate about this because this is a huge problem coming down the road. It's already starting. You're hearing words like tech neck and things like that, but we're not paying attention yet. The body is really good about asking us to pay attention to things. But if we ignore it, it's also really good about telling us we're going to pay attention to things. The thing is, if we keep doing this and we keep bending forward and we degenerate that spine, there gets to be a point where there's not a lot someone like I can do for you. My goal, my mission is to get it out, this information out to you so that you don't get to that spot, that your kids don't get to that spot. Because once that spine degenerates and once things start to connect that shouldn't be connected, there's not a sum of money you wouldn't pay to make that go away. All right? Knowledge is power as long as we act on it. Please, for the love of all things health, stop bringing the arm in, start watching how we look at the phone, and watch our children. They have a chance. We have a chance to teach them the right way. Things that we weren't taught. We didn't know about this 20, 25 years ago when these came out. We know now. I hope you can tell I'm super passionate about this because it's a problem that's coming down the road and we want to try to head it off. I appreciate you watching the video. I promise to bring you more great information next time, but I'm going to be harping on this one for a while. We'll talk to everybody soon.